I'm talking with Spredfast right now because I'm having one issue with it currently when it comes to publishing. And so I'm going to be able to show everything, but there is one issue that I'm having that I'm working out with them right now. So I just wanted to give you guys a heads up on that beforehand. I've kind of been emailing back and forth, and they're trying to figure out why I can't do one specific thing with publishing. But I can be able to show everybody else everything other than that. So we can get started. Let's see. Let me see. Can everyone see that?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, give me 1 second. Sorry, I need to go to my, here we go.
How many windows are open? That's crazy.
Yeah, I have a lot of windows open right now. Okay, I'm just gonna start from the beginning here and log out. So, okay, so this is the front screen. We go from spreadfast.com is the best way to access it. We're gonna sign in. Okay, so when it comes to publishing, the first thing that there's like several different tabs on here that are important. The most important right here is obviously the create, which you can create a new post. When the screen pulls up, you can add an account. You'll add, whatever accounts are attached to your account, you'll be able to pull up. And you can add multiple accounts on here. Usually when we're doing ours, we'll add, for example, the New Skin Facebook page and our Twitter or whatever. So I'll just start off like that. Actually, before we get started on this, the one thing that I'm going to talk about is the Content Center. It's a lot of people don't realize there is, and it's the best place really to upload your assets that you're going to be posting. So you can actually go here up at the top, there's the Content tab. Pull in the Content tab, and it will be your Content Center. And from here, you can add new assets. Whether you want, you can split them up into different folders that you have on here. You can add just a single asset, for example. You select your destination folder, and we have all of our folders here that we have put together. You can choose your folder.
So you mean that even if we are MEA, we can pick up in the different folders the asset we want that have been published by Global or Training?
You will have to set up you'll have to set up your own folders. So this is the corporate on the corporate page. So once you have your page, you'll have to set up your own folders.
Okay, just MEA content and MEA
access
folders.
to the same folders we do.
Okay.
That makes sense?
Yes.
Yeah. So you'll have to set up your own folders, but it's the best way to really keep all of your content in one place. You can choose an image or video from from all of your files.
I'm sorry, and can I ask, and have we access to the other folders?
You won't have access to the corporate folders that we have. you'll have to set up your own folders and organize your content the way that you want to organize it. For us, it's just the easiest way to keep it all in one place. And then we're not pulling it from other places. We can just go onto Spredfast and everything is there.
You mean we create a folder and we save it, for example, on our shared, and then when we connect it to the Spredfast in this content center, then automatically everybody who will log through the same account of the Spredfast on MEA, for example, will have access to those assets in that folder.
Yes. Okay. Yeah, and EMEA will be split depending on your region within EMEA, if that makes sense. So each one you'll be able to have your own assets and put together your own folders within your own region, if that makes sense. So this is a really good place to keep all of your content. Then so you're creating this again, you can pull in your stuff from the content center by clicking down here where it says content center. And it will once again bring up all of the content that you've put into the content center and all of your folders over here. So you can select whichever one you want. For example, if you want to post this one, we'll push done. And then here you put in let's say that I want to post it to the New Skin Facebook page. So I put in which page I want. You can put in your status here, depending, whatever you want to say about Power Lips, for example. You can schedule it out for whichever day. This is the one issue that I'm having right now currently, is that it's not currently letting me put in any specific day other than right now. So I'm actually talking with them about that and trying to figure out what the issue is. So it should allow you to put in any day of the week, of the month. You can set your schedule out a few months. You can do whatever you want as far as the schedule goes. You can even, if you want to post it now, you can post it now. You can save them as drafts. That's what we usually do, is we go through and we do the whole month out and we just save them as drafts until we have the assets finalized and everything, and then we can publish.
So that's how you do your content calendar, because you also have an Excel version.
Yeah.
So you make first an Excel version, then you make all drafts.
Yeah. We make them all as drafts, and then we schedule them out as we finalize the content.
Okay, that's interesting.
Does that make sense?
Yes, then what's the added value of doing the Excel version?
Well, the Excel is mostly so we can have them on file. And so we can go back to former months and see what our plans were. So we can keep, we can just have like a printout version of what we want the month to look like.
And maybe also how you strategize, because I saw that you put the 7 reputation drivers.
Yeah.
So that's how you can plan like the frequency, and that you make an even split between the reputation drivers, maybe.
Yeah, definitely. I'm actually going to go show you guys this tab, which is very important, I would say, in doing the calendar. So this calendar, you can filter it according to however you want to filter it. You can look at the whole month. So for example, this is the month of April. We have put out all of our dates. We're just finishing our content for the month of April, and we actually have a meeting at the end of tomorrow. We have the meeting for the month of April where we meet with various groups throughout the company and go through what our content's going to be, so they're aware of it, and get it approved through our legal team. And if they have any corrections, or if any other team has any problem with the statuses we've created, or anything, it's an opportunity for them to look at the content and make sure that they approve it before it goes out. And it's a good place, so we don't have to meet with individual teams. We can just meet with everyone at the same time and go through it. So, for example, you can do it.
Sorry, quick question. How do you? I see you have a color code. How do you put the color code?
So the color code is the reputation drivers. And I think it would be good to have a training that just is on the reputation drivers themselves. Basically, what we have 7 of them. So the first one is the orange one is citizenship. So that has to deal with our CSR efforts, which is like our global initiatives that we have, our Force for Good Foundation, other things like that. So we have our product posts, which are in blue. We have our leadership posts, which are in purple. Those are mostly like quotes from our leadership executives from the company. This color, whatever you would consider this color, like maroonish, it's workplace. So they're just like more fun affiliation type posts that we do. This color right here, this teal, is innovation. So whatever our innovation, the new products that we're sharing or different ways that we're trying to be innovative and we do posts about them, that would be that color. Those are the 4 or the 5 basic ones that we're using pretty consistently. We have a few other ones, but we don't use those as much as we use these 5 right here. So we have them color coded. We basically, the way that we do the strategy as far as our posting is according to, we try to have it pretty even as far as all those different reputation drivers. We try to split them out so we have a pretty even amount of all of them. It also just depends on what is going on in the month. Some months there's more, for example, there's more CSR stuff. If we have, for example, our Force for Good Days coming up in June, and so we'll post more about our CSR efforts during that month because of that, what's going on. Or, for example, we posted more when we were launching our LumaSpa, we posted more innovation because that was the newest innovation for Nu Skin. Or if we have another product launch, for example, Dr. Dana is launching in North America this week. It was launching. So we have a few posts this week about Dr. Dana. So it just depends on what exactly is going on in the company. That kind of determines what our posting strategy is going to be. But for the most part, we try to map them out so that we have an even number of the different reputation drivers throughout the month. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay, great.
I have a question.
Yes.
Where can I select the color once when I create the post?
Yeah, no, that's a great idea, or that great question. Sorry. So
I think I've seen that on the left. Oh, well, there it is.
Yeah, so there's actually there's a plans tab, and to be honest, I'm not exactly sure what yours is going to look like as far as the plan names, and I think you may actually have to go create those and put a color to them because you can add new plans right here. So if you add a new plan, you can enter in the name, you can select the color that you want, you can give objectives and overviews so that you can have that all put out. You can enter a start and end date of when you want the plan to be available. And this is how you can go about creating new plans in case yours aren't exactly like this, because I think we just created these for our corporate tab. So here, and the other 2 reputation drivers would be performance and governance, but we don't do as many posts about those. Governance is usually dealing with financial details, and we don't usually share financial numbers with our corporate audience, our global audience. So we don't usually post a lot of governance and performance. We don't do a lot of posts about performance either. But this is, once you divide your, sorry, I'm actually going to go back to calendar right here. So let's say that we're deciding to which one we're going to do as far as what plan we're going to put it in. Under here, when you pull this up, you can edit the post right here. You can also click on basics right here, and this is where you can assign it to a plan.
Okay.
So you can either view it as the innovation, or if you wanted to reassign it, it will have the plans right here. You can choose which plan you want to put it in. It's going to organize it then, so when you go into plans, it's going to pull up all of your posts that have to do with citizenship. You can look at all of them as a whole. Sometimes it takes a second. But so there's 206, there are 18 are in drafts so far. You can look at them from this way if that. And you can see which ones are pending approval, which ones are scheduled, which ones are published. Another cool thing that I didn't actually tell you guys about either, when you are deciding to, okay. So you pull up a post that you're going to be, that you're working on. If you have someone beneath you that's working on them and you want it to go through you, you can actually set up an approval process where you can select which team you want to approve the content. So, for example, the post is assigned to me. If I wanted to have Matt, who's my boss, to approve the content, you can select him. Then you can, as soon as you schedule it, it will actually be sent to his email, and he has to go through and approve it before it can go out. So that's a way if you were having people beneath you that wanted, or if you needed to send it to your superiors, you can do the approval process like that. If they are going through and making notes on it, you can actually add a note here. If you want to make changes or corrections, you can add a note through this box right here. So, yeah, let's see, what else was I going to go through? So, are there any questions about this tab, the calendar tab?
Sorry, I just have one question. You saw that what's the preview of the text, but is it possible to see the same time the picture or the image attached to this post? Because that was not shown in the preview.
Yeah. So I'll go to one that for example, we're going to be posting step-by-step on how to use the Dr. Dana.
Hi, I'm Dr. Dana Stern.
So you can actually go through here. You can see the image / you can actually, and with this bird's eye right here, you can see what it would look like as a preview.
You can also preview as mobile, right?
Yes.
So whenever we do a pose that's too horizontal and we want to see how it's going to look like, then you can tweak this.
So either from desktop or mobile, you can check it out right here.
Can you take us like maybe systematically through all the tabs here and all the tools in this view? So if you could take us through everything, like when you do a post, what are all the steps you take systematically? Okay. That would be great.
Yes. So when you start up, I can go to a different one. Let's see.
Or you could create like a total one, and then you
Yeah.
just don't post it.
Great. So okay. We're going to create a new post for this day. So you come here, select which pages you're going to do it to. So let's say I'm going to post something to Instagram. And I'm going to go through, okay, so I'm going to pull up something from my downloads. Let's see, which one am I going to post today?
I can see there are 3 sources here: computer, content center, and another content source.
Uh-huh. So, for example, I'm going to pull, okay. So you can either pull them from the computer, which is just your own downloads. You can pull them from the content center. You can also pull them from the content sources. And this is attached to the asset library, which you guys should all have access to once you have access to Spredfast. If any of you don't have access to our asset library, let me know and I can see why. But here you can choose from, there are a number of different categories. If you want to choose from a product, you can click on, they have all of our products here, and we have assets that have been provided for you guys and for your use. So we have, for example, we can post something about AP24. Let's see what they have. And Smile Pop. And this is actually, they're just getting started with the content sources. So I actually haven't used this one a lot because they're just like experimenting with it right now.
Because it's so slow.
That's part of it. It's like it's brand new process they're trying out with Spredfast, seeing how it works. So it kind of takes a little bit sometimes. So let's say that.
Sorry, I just have a question. Do you know
Yes.
if Dropbox or, I don't know, OneDrive would be available as a content source as well?
No, I think what you'd have to do is from your Dropbox or from your OneDrive, just download them, and then you can use the computer tab and it can pull out those specific images. I can check on the OneDrive and Dropbox,
Okay.
but I haven't been able to use them as a content source before.
All right, thanks.
So let's say, for example, that I'm going to post this.
Just one remark about the assets. We need to watch out that we have a very good communication on which assets that we take, since we do have our own asset library where we already went to an approval rounds. Not all assets fit into the EMEA image, or we can use regulatory-wise even for some brands. So before everyone just starts grabbing, watch out and let's discuss how we move forward with this.
Great. So what we do, we have a specific posting time. You can actually, when we go through Social Bakers, we figure out our posting time through our Social Bakers account. And so when we do the training on that, we can talk about that specifically, but there are other means of figuring out what times are the best for your markets to be posting. For us, we've been told apparently the best time now is at 7:30 at night. So for the month of April, we're starting to post at 7:30. We're starting to do all of our posts at 7:30 p.m. So
just one question. 7:30 is a good recommendation for all the regions or for US?
It's for our corporate page.
Okay.
according to the research that's been done in social bakers, they told us 7:30 is the best time to be posting. So that's why we're going to be posting at 7:30.
Lucy,
so
from what I've seen for EMEA page, the timing, like from Facebook at least, saying that the most users are online around 9:30 p.m. So quite late actually.
Okay.
That's where the peak is.
Great. So yeah, that would be the time then to go ahead and to post. So let's put in as far as coming up with statuses, it depends on the type of post that we're doing. When I do a product post, to get the most reliable information, I usually just try to go to our Nu Skin page, nuskin.com, and go to the product information page and find out the most information that I can. That's kind of how I do my research on the product. And because everything that's in the product information pages has already been approved for posting, so it's something that doesn't necessarily have to go through another approval process as far as legally to make sure that it's something that we're okay to post about a specific product. So I'll usually go there, but for the sake of this one, I'll just be like, how many of you have used Smile Pop? Tell us your experiences in the comments below. So then what's nice about Instagram now is it actually will be direct to Instagram. It used to be where no matter what you posted, it would actually have to be sent through an approval, and you'd have to go through the Spredfast app on your phone and send it to Instagram and then post it from your Instagram app. But when you're doing memes now, they do it direct to Instagram. So if I wanted to schedule this, I could schedule it out for April 26th at 7:30 p.m. And actually, for the sake of this, I can schedule this because it's not until April 26th. So this one's going to go direct to Instagram. So yes, got it. And then it's going to show up right here. When it's been scheduled, it's going to show this little green check mark with the little dashes. And then when it's been posted, it's actually going to be, I can go show you like what's been in. So when it has the green check mark and the green circle, that means that it was posted. And when it looks like this, that means there's only a draft. So that's important to know. When it's like this, it definitely has not been posted and it's only saved as a draft. And this means that it's been posted.
And when you see one post with multiple channels, it means it's the same content on all of these channels, right?
Yes, and sometimes we'll switch up the statuses depending on the channel that we do. We'll post something a little bit different on Twitter than we would on Instagram or Facebook. We just try to cater a little bit to the channel that we're posting it on.
Can you show an example of that?
Yeah.
Thank you.
So let's go to, okay, for example, this, LumaSpa was an official finalist for the 2017 Spark Product Design Awards. So for example, we're posting this one. This is on our Instagram. We're saying share your love for LumaSpa in the comments below. When we're posting it on Twitter, we're going to say something a little bit different. We are so excited LumaSpa was announced as an official finalist. Retweet to share your love for your LumaSpa. So we're catering it to our Twitter audience by asking them to retweet it to share their love for LumaSpa, if that makes sense. So we'll, on Facebook, we'll do a lot of like share because sharing's a big deal on Facebook. Twitter is retweeting. Instagram, it's basically just comments. So we just like ask people to comment on it about what they love most about different products, or whatever. So we just try to cater the posts a little bit to the channel that we're posting it on. So I'll go back and actually, you can go in, you can delete the post from right here. But what I'm actually going to show you guys, if you want to do, so let's say that you have the post ready to go on Instagram, but you want to post on another channel as well. So you can push copy right here, and it will copy the post exactly the same. If it works. And then you will want to delete this so that it doesn't go on Instagram again. But you can click here, and let's say you want to post it onto Facebook. So you can, it's going to be the same thing. Then you can edit the post however you want to edit the post. So let's say, I'm just going to say, share this post with your friends. And tell us your experiences in the comments below. Just to cater it to our Facebook audience more. And you can save it or schedule it as well. And it will show up below the previous post on Facebook. Now, if you want to add more than one account, you can add more than one account, like you may have seen in some of my other posts. So if you want to add it onto Facebook and you want to put it onto Google+, for example, we have a Google+ account. You can add the Google+ right there. Then when you save the draft, it will show that it is saved on both. That is both Facebook and Google+. And you can put it, you know, we've done one of these that has up to 4 different channels on one post, you know. The one thing that will be important though that I didn't just show you, so I'm going to go back in here. You'll just have to make sure that they're both filled in. And you can edit the text to the Google+ or edit the text to the Facebook within here. So, you have any question? Are there any questions about this?
Yes, when you show a post, I could see there were like a few tabs. Did we go over all of these?
Okay.
I'm not sure. There is a basics, basics
labels,
work.
right?
Yeah, on the left you have
Okay.
a tab like basics, workflow, notes. I'm not sure if we covered all that. Might be.
Yeah, so the workflow is if you want to assign it to somebody else to have the approval process.
Ah, yes, we went over them then. And the
notes, if you want to make any notes about the post, as far as when it's going through the approval process, you can make notes. And when the person that's in charge of the post goes over it, then they can see the notes that you've made. Also, you can assign the post to anybody that is on here that you give access to.
Okay, in the notes tab, what's the activity? There's notes and an activity. Okay.
So it will just be like the latest activity. So
okay,
I
great.
created it at 8:36 and then have edited it at these 2 times as well.
Oh, great.
Then right here, it will just show you, you can, we don't do a lot of the targeting because we do it through like Facebook business, you know, ad manager through Facebook. So I don't know a lot about the targeting on here. But you are welcome to just explore a little bit, and I'm still learning more about it as well. And Google+, we don't usually do as much with these 2 tabs right here. The other thing is you can add labels. So the labels, it's we have a lot of labels, but you can actually set it up to where there's automatic labels depending on which post it is. But for example, we have the reputation drivers right here. So you can label it as, this one would be a product and service post. So you can label it as product services.
What's the added value of labeling it?
The added value of labeling it is because it's also a way to kind of categorize and organize your content. You can go in on your labels and you can see how many posts have been labeled in which category. Although since we've done automatic labels, it's been about 6 months since we've been doing that. So it's been a long time since I've done the labeling. So I'm going to have to go back through and figure out exactly where you can look at where they're labeled.
Because I understand the concept for like analytics afterwards if we want to look back at the year to track the metrics on each product. The problem is back in the days when we started labeling, not all products labels were there. And I don't think that we ourselves can add labels.
Okay, so you can, let's actually, I'm going to go back through this and see, because I know that it's somewhere around here. And what I may do is just do a little bit of research on this again and talk to Matt. And maybe on the next one that we have where we do a Q&A, I can go through the labeling process and maybe go through exactly what the advantages are. Because it's been a little while since we've been doing that, so I'm not exactly sure the best answer to give you right now. Is that all right?
Yes, sure.
Okay. So back to, well, no. Let's go back to our calendar. Okay, so this is another way to look at the content. It's over here on list. You can kind of look at it from a this standpoint. You can go back. We can click on any specific day. You can start, for example, on the 8th. And we don't have all of our specific assets completed yet, but you can kind of see what we've been coming up with, what our statuses are. You can click, there's the labeling right there. You can, it says whether you've paid for it. We don't usually do our boosting though through Spredfast. We do our boosting through Facebook itself. So you can edit, you can copy the image over here. So this is just another way where you can look at all the content that you come up with. You can look at it by the day. Except this one will say, so we're posting at 7:45 p.m. on Sundays. Then you can look at it by the week, which is what we usually do just because it's the easiest way for me to look at the content. Month, like we went over. And then agenda as well. We don't usually do as much with agenda, but it will kind of go through. It's another way to look at everything that you're posting through the week as well. And it's actually getting rid, they told us they're actually getting rid of agenda, and it's just going to be, it's going to be list. Everything else is just going to be put onto list. So my recommendations would be looking at the week and the month has always been the best for me. So that basically is it in regards to publishing. You can export right here a PDF that will have the whole week's content. And you can print it off if you wanted to have a printout copy, or you can just save it as a PDF. And are there any other questions about publishing?
Publishing, yeah, I just have a broader question. What made you choose this tool versus another one, or what's the added value versus a Facebook Manager?
Well, the easiest thing for us when it comes to Spredfast is that it gives us access to all of the different channels, and it's a way to keep all of our content together, and it's the best way that we've found to keep our content organized. And it's worked really well for us, and so that's the biggest reason why we've continued to keep it. We basically just use this for publishing, is basically what we use Spredfast for. We use it for publishing, and we use it for our inbox, which is a way to respond to people and to have communication with our audiences.
That would be analytics and customer relationship management. That would be two great topics to tackle. But I'm not sure if that's part. We had said maybe if this meeting was too long, it would be part for the next meeting, right?
Yeah. So we'll go over that at the next meeting. I will say, as far as analytics go, we don't actually use the Spredfast analytics because Social Bakers is what we use our social analytics for. So I will say that we don't really use the analytics tab. And when I go through Social Bakers and do that training, I'll talk about the advantages of why we chose Social Bakers over Spredfast and other systems.
Great. Do you have other questions, guys?
Just one thing. If we need to add like new channels, for example, for us, we're going to start up Instagram. I already have Spredfast for my Facebook account, but when I need to add another account, do we need to go through you, or who is it that we should reach out to?
That's a great question. I believe that I'm going to talk with Matt and make sure, but I think you go through us when you're adding it, and we can go in and help you add it. And then from there, you can get started. But I will double check and have an answer for you I'll have an answer for you as soon as I talk to him.
Okay, thank you.
Let's make it by the Q&A then.
Okay.
Or you need it sooner, Maureen?
No, it's fine.
If you want to send me an email as well, I can respond back to you according to what he tells me today.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, you mentioned something with the Instagram, like you said, there is a direct posting on Instagram, and there is another button where the publication goes through process of approval. I'm not sure which approval you're talking about. Is it the internal one with the people you selected for approval, or it's another kind of approval that I not really understand?
No, it's the internal one.
Oh,
so
okay.
You can set up your approval process for whoever. You can, using the workflow tab, you can select who you want the approval process to go through.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Any other questions for today?
For me, I'm good. Do you have questions, or I help wrap up the call?
No question from me.
Okay, then I suggest then we will I'm not sure if everyone has Easter holidays, but then within 3 weeks to let for the 2 weeks of Easter holidays to happen, I suggest we have the Q&A where Jaren will keep us updated about how to add a new account and the labeling process. And then we will right now plan a meeting for social bakers that we look at analytics. And then we'll go on further on with the other trainings. I'm thinking we might add a Facebook Manager as well. That might be interesting. Okay. And then we'll keep you posted.
Sounds great. I hope this was helpful. And if I can help you guys in any other way before our next call, feel free to email me or reach out in any way that you can.
Thanks a lot, Jaren.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.